that kind of, the conversation made me sort of realize that in a way, and I think it's
Well,
interesting. And
also look at
I
the modes
definitely,
of production, Alistair, right? Who will
yeah,
benefit most from that relationship between the multinational oil corporations run by the West, right? Run by Europeans and Americans. Who will benefit more in that situation under the capitalist system of Guyana? Not the Guyanese people. A few elites like Ali and the imperialists, they'll benefit from the extraction of oil in that region. If a socialist country takes it over, if Venezuela takes it over,
yeah,
that's a completely different
yeah, because
scenario. The locals will benefit, and so will the Venezuelans. It'll be mutually beneficial.
I see that makes sense.
Yeah, it's important to note. So the regime shifted right towards imperialism, basically became a neo-colonial government on behalf of imperialism led by the United States in 2020. And a little bit before that, you know who discovered the larger oil deposits? It was ExxonMobil.
Exactly. It was a
And
multinational problem, not
ExxonMobil,
the Guyanese. Yeah.
it has been ExxonMobil that probably pushed for that regime change. We don't know the level of involvement that the U.S. took, but from history, we know it's almost certain. So
It
if
goes all
the
the way back
Venice,
to the 1950s in Iran.
yeah,
British Petroleum asked the United States to do a coup in Iran against the democratically elected progressive Mossadegh. So the ExxonMobil in 2015 finding this oil, and then you have the elections later in 2020. Come on, it's not rocket science. You just need to know the history to know the consequences of this.
so if ExxonMobil was to take the oil, ExxonMobil would make the most money, and then they pay off the Guyana elites, and the majority of the Guyanese people would be in the same conditions or maybe in worse. So this is the bourgeois lie that if you adopt Western policies, you're going to enrich your country. But in reality, the West just ends up using the country to extract its resources and money and leave the people in poverty and generate chaos so they continue that that exploitative situation.
Because a lot of people said the next Ukraine was Taiwan, right? Because they want to make Taiwan a proxy war against Russia. It could be Guyana and Venezuela. I hope not. And like I said earlier, because Guyana has so few troops in comparison to Venezuela, it's probably a war that wouldn't last that long. But there's political implications. But I think if comrades understand, because even people on the left are taking a wrong position on this, I think that if comrades understand that actually it would be beneficial for the people on both in both countries for there to be a socialist system in that part of Guyana, they're going to see it from a different perspective.
Hmm.